Hi guys, my name is Sydney White. I am a graduate student at Texas Tech University. I study in the kinesiology department and I specialize in exercise physiology. That's a fancy term just meaning I study what happens inside our bodies as we exercise and what I can do to help with people who have cardiovascular and pulmonary disease. I am going to be doing this presentation for you young ladies from the ages of 10 to 12. My job is to talk to you about the female triad. All right. Now, again, at this age, at this point in your life, you are continuing to change. You are understanding what a menstrual cycle is and your menstrual functions. You're experiencing mood swings, mood changes, as well as you're having a normal period or a regular period at this time in your life. And so you're becoming a woman. That's a very rewarding and it can be very scary, and that's okay. Every woman has experienced it. All right, and just with time, it will all regulate, come together, and then it'll just be a normal occurrence. Okay. So, with that being said, the female triad is the interrelationships between menstrual function, energy efficiency, and bone mineral density. Now, those are all fancy terms. Don't let them scare you. All it means is, am I eating enough? Do I have a good diet? Okay. With that diet, am I maintaining my menstrual function? So if I have a period or not. And if I do have both of those things, am I maintaining my bone mineral density? Am I maintaining my bone integrity, that strength of that bone? All right. So just to give you kind of a diagram, kind of easier for you to see, is this little guy right here that I drew. I know I'm not an artist, but I can tell you a lot about physiology. Okay, so here we see a really unhappy person, all right? We don't want you to be there, but if you do not have enough energy or enough of different types of nutrients in your diet, this can make you deficient, energy deficient, okay? And this can affect your menstrual cycle. So if we don't have enough body fat, in our body, we do not produce estrogen. Okay, our body doesn't send that signal from the brain to the ovaries to produce and to release an egg and then to be fertilized or not fertilized, but to continue to have a menstrual function. All right, and this is a problem if we don't have estrogen, which is a very, very important hormone, okay, being produced. Then we see bone breaks, bone loss. Okay, so this can occur with fractures or bone breaks. This is very important. These interrelationships between each other are all very important. Okay, so just to kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about. All right, so let's talk about the female triad. What is so important about it? Why is that diagram, just kind of speaking to me, throwing things out? What does that mean? Okay, so at this time in your life, you are changing. Like we said, you are changing. You are getting your secondary sex characteristics, so your breast development as well as pubic hair, your emotions, mood swings, hormones are being produced that have not been produced during the prior stages of your life at this moment. Okay, and so now everything's kind of changing. The other thing that's changing too is your activity. So at this age, if you haven't already, you're probably playing more sports, doing more activities, and all different kinds of things like that, which is great. I'm glad that you're active. I love sports. I played basketball as a kid growing up, and I loved it. And then I, of course, ran track later, but for your age, you're probably playing basketball a lot. You might be doing some recreational activities like softball, t-ball. Some of you ladies play baseball. That's awesome. Okay, so that is what the key is our high activity level. So when we eat, okay, we bring in nutrients that are very, very beneficial to the body, which helps us grow, helps with our muscles, helps with our growth development, bones, all those good things, okay, as well as our menstrual function. Okay, so we got to make sure we have a good diet. We're eating good things. Okay, so we're not eating a bunch of candy and a bunch of sugar, but we're eating apples. Okay, we're eating fruit. We're eating meats like hamburger meat, chicken, turkey, all those different kinds of meats that are really good for you, good and lean, maintaining bone mass, bone integrity. Okay, all those good things. All right. You also need to have good fats in the diet. Okay, avocados are my favorite. I love avocados, but just an idea of like fats per se. Okay, so we need to have an efficient amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. All right, all those things together will create a healthy diet for you, and that'll be enough energy for you to maintain all these functions that happen. Okay. Now, if we have food coming in that it's at this level, okay, so we have a good amount of food coming into the body here, but all of a sudden our activity starts to rise and rise and rise higher than what we're bringing in our body. This creates a deficiency, okay, or a level to where we aren't eating enough food. Okay, so we need to maintain this level of energy, okay, expenditure is what we call it, so that we can maintain our muscles, our bones, and as well as the health of our organs. Okay, so this is what we call energy deficiency, when we don't eat enough or we don't intake enough and we burn more energy than what we are bringing in. Okay, and that's very important. That's very, very vital, because that can begin or open up the doors for the female triad. And it usually starts with food. Now, the other thing about food is going to be eating disorders. This is where we see some things like anorexia, bulimia nervosa, different things like that. So if you feel like you need to starve yourself in order to maintain a body image or to maintain some level of sport or performance, please talk to me, talk to someone about these feelings that you have, because there is no reason at all why you should starve yourself to be a certain image or be in a certain sport. Okay, there's no need or no reason for that. You can be as beautiful, which you already are. You are very beautiful. You're beautiful young women growing up, but there is no reason at all that you should feel the need to be pressured to have a certain body image or type for your sport or for your daily life. Okay, so please let me know. Please talk to me or talk to someone you love about the feelings that you may have about that kind of stuff, okay? All right, cool. I won't harp on it anymore. All right, but usually it starts with our food. Okay, so we got to make sure we bring in enough food, we're eating enough in order to maintain our menstrual function. Okay, so when we do not have a period, it's called amenorrhea. So it's just a big word for meaning a loss of a period. Okay, now if you don't bring in enough energy, that doesn't maintain enough body fat in our body. And that body fat is actually what signals our hormones to start being produced from the brain to the ovaries, all right, to, again, release an egg into the body, okay? And then, of course, if it's fertilized or not, then it's sloughed and we have a menstrual cycle. Okay, so that process, again, big girl process, becoming a woman, and it's very, very important because those hormones that are produced is what maintains our body as a woman as well as maintains our bones. Okay, so moving on from there to our bone function, bone mineral density. All right, so bone mineral density, BMD, just means the integrity of the bone. So the bone itself, is it hollow? Is it breaking itself down in order to maintain other systems because we're not eating enough, as well as estrogen not being produced? Okay, so we want to maintain our bones. We want to keep them nice and strong and firm, and that's our job, is to keep them that way. Okay, so again, estrogen is very important. There are cells in our bones that build bone and break bone down. So we want to make sure that we maintain the building process. We want to continue to build those bones, okay? At this age in your life, you are continuing to build bones, okay? So you're continuing to have growth plates, all right? So in between the bones, there are plates that actually build bone and make them strong and firm. Okay, so you still have growth plates at this age, and we want to maintain those bones. We want to keep them growing strong, and keep you strong and built wonderfully, okay, so that we have no fractures and no bone breaks. All right, so always remember, make sure that we are preventing our female triad from even occurring by eating well, eating a healthy diet, okay, getting enough carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, okay, maintaining that menstrual function, as well as maintaining our bone mineral density. Please let me know if you have any questions. I hope that kind of opens the door or helps you understand a little bit more about the female triad. Maybe you have a friend who needs your help, and this video will help you to answer those questions, as well as help you for your future endeavors in your sport, in your life. And so I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. And go forth and achieve, girls.